Everyone is starting to settle down.
And I tell the story, it's the magic paintbrush, Ma Liang and the magic paintbrush, which may be a story that you know.
B401, and I think everyone is already here.
It is on.
And everyone on Zoom, I hope you all are ready as well, because we're going to start with the festival proper. Okay, so welcome everybody. Welcome to 398.2 Storytelling Festival 2022, and this is our first session coming to you live from Ang Mo Kio Public Library. And today's theme is all about for China. So even though we cannot really travel now, our storytellers will gladly take you away to stories from all over the world, starting with China today. Next slide, please. Okay, just be reminded for all of you who are currently here that we will be taking photos and or videos of this program. So if you don't, and most of them will be from the back, so if all of you really don't want to, just let our photographers know, okay? And also note that this session will be live streamed to Zoom as well. Okay, and for everyone on Zoom, next slide. Just some house rules. Please ensure that your audio is not muted, so you should be able to hear my lovely voice and all of their lovely voices as well. You should have been able to hear the music just now being played. If you're unable to hear the music or myself, please log out and log in again. Attendance will be taken. Kindly change your screen name to the name as registered on Eventbrite. I repeat, please change your screen name to the name you registered on Eventbrite, so it'll be easier for us to take attendance. This session is being recorded by our dear Storytelling Association Singapore, and images may be used for publicity purposes. Do not record this session. You may take screenshots and post on social media and tag us at Public Library SG. So thank you. Okay, moving on. One last thing before we kickstart the thing proper. Parents, the little book box delivery service, where we will deliver a box of curated books, 8 books to your children, is currently having a holiday promo. If you subscribe today until 25th November, you can get an Encik Tan dining voucher worth $10. So if you want to get more information, just Google the little book box on NLB, because we are limited stock, so by 25th November, you'll get a dining voucher. Okay, moving on. Okay, let me, next slide. Okay, let me welcome our storytellers proper. So, Storytelling Association Singapore was started in 2006, and it was a place for the appreciation of storytelling, to nurture the growth of storytellers, to support professional storytellers, and to share information on storytelling events in Singapore. And it's because oral storytelling is an ancient art form that has woven its way into humanity, bringing people close together, imparting wisdom, and adding to the world. So if you want to find out more about them, their website is right there. Okay, so now I will just introduce the tellers. First we have Miss Wong Swee Yean, who is a storyteller who tells to people from ages 3 to 93. She uses words to enchant her audience and spark their imagination. And then we have Miss Gao Meng. Gao Meng is a Chinese teacher and storyteller with 10 years of experience at storytelling. She is committed to bringing children into the magical world of stories. Then the very lovely lady over there, sitting there in her blue blouse, is Miss Mabel Lee, and she has been telling stories since the year 2000. So that's 20 years already. 22 years, sorry. She especially enjoys telling Asian stories to both young and old to portray the diversity of the Asian culture. And then the next storyteller, where's Krupa? And then Miss Krupa in the very lovely red dress over there. She loves telling humorous stories and real stories that inspire change. She also enjoys telling uncomfortable stories and exploring untold perspectives. She also works for the Federation of Asian Storytellers. So yes. And lastly, and also who will be our wonderful MC for the day, is Mr. Roger Jenkins, who founded the 398.2 Storytelling Festival. And if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be here right now. And he is delighted to continue contributing stories to it for both family and adult audiences in his own conversational, often comical, and always engaging manner. So now, without further ado, and you're tired of hearing from my voice, I will hand it over to Roger, who will begin the section proper. Thank you.
Wow. Okay. A very big welcome to everybody who's right here with us in Ang Mo Kio Library, and not forgetting all of those of you out there who are watching us live on Zoom. Thank you so much for taking your Saturday afternoon to join us. Yes, it is the start of the 398.2 Storytelling Festival, our 8th year, which is fantastic. We started in 2015. And I am thoroughly delighted that this is the second year that the Storytelling Association has been running the festival. We have more than 20 members of the story community here in Singapore who are participating in this festival. You may be surprised, why the name 398.2? Well, we are delighted again that the National Library is our partner, as they have been right from the very beginning. And if it wasn't for their support and also the support of the National Arts Council, we wouldn't be here today either. And if you go, the best place, can I share a secret with you? The best place in the library, the best section is the 398.2 section, because that is the place where you will find traditional stories. Okay, not original stories, but traditional stories. The kind of stories that mums and dads have been telling to their children over many, 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 many generations. And that's the kind of stories that we're going to share today. And I'm delighted that we are going to be telling stories from China. And we thought very specially for our first story, we've got 4 stories today. And if you were paying attention during that introduction, you will have noted that there are 5 tellers and only 4 stories. That's an interesting piece of maths. 5 tellers and 4 stories. Because in our first story, we have 2 tellers who are going to tell together. It's what we call tandem storytelling, like on a bicycle when you've got 2 people, one in front and one behind. But in a story, they don't work one in front and one behind. They're going to work side by side. And extra specially today, because we are telling stories from China, we're going to begin with a story that is told bilingually. And Swee, who's going to be telling in English, and Meng, who's going to be telling in Mandarin. So let's now go over to China for their story.
Hello, hello. I am Cheng, and I'm a farmer in a village in China. I grow, guess what they are? Watermelon. Yes, you're right. I grow watermelons.
Hi, 小朋友们，你们好，我姓王，我也是种西瓜的。
Yes, and there's a river between the two of us. I live on this side of the river.
我住在河的这一边。
And did you know that long, long time ago, we were not friends?
很久以前呐，我们2个因为种西瓜卖西瓜，还差点打起来。
Oh, yes, we were enemies and we fought. Well, let me tell you what happened long ago. Ta-da! Oh, watermelons! Oh, big and round, watermelons big and round.
卖西瓜，卖西瓜，西瓜，西瓜。 小又小。
Hey, mine are big and round. Would you buy my watermelons? Would you?
我
Yes.
我的西瓜虽然小，可是我的西瓜便宜。买一个，我还送一个。
Hey, she is gonna sell her watermelons really cheap. You know why they are cheap? You know why? Because they're not so sweet. Mine are sweet. Do you think mine are sweet? Yes, and you pay me money for my watermelons? Mummies and daddies? Yes, yes. Oh, yes.
看，你看，都买他的西瓜，没人买我的。哎。
Well, when people buy my watermelons, I earn money and I get lots and lots of money.
哇，好多钱呐！
Yeah, and with the money, I can buy a motorbike.
买摩托车，
I can buy new shoes. I don't have shoes
买
now.
新鞋子，
I can buy new clothes.
还有新衣服。
I like to get something like that.
哇！
And for my children, back in the farm, we don't have TVs. TVs are expensive. So with the money, I can buy a big TV for my children.
还可以买电视机。
Yeah. My watermelons back home, I got to go and water them.
你看，他要回家去浇水他的西瓜了。我要去看看。
Watering my watermelons, watering my watermelons. Oh, look at my watermelons, big and round. I need to give them lots of water.
你看，他家的西瓜长这么大，我家的，不行，我可不能让他太开心，我要把他们家的西瓜全打烂。
I think that's enough of watermelons, watering of them. I'm going home to rest. Well, Wang was full of jealousy about Chang's watermelons. And so Wang decided to cross the river and to smash and smash and smash! So the next morning, I'm going to water my what happened to my watermelons? Who smashed them? Who? Did you? Did you? Was it you? Was it you? You mean Wang? Mr. Wang over there? He smashed my watermelons. Then I'll smash his watermelons. I am going to cross the river and...
等一下。
Grandpa, what are you doing here? This is my grandpa,
长大，我知道你很生气。
Yes, I am angry.
你要去报复。
And I want to take revenge.
但是你去打烂他的西瓜，也不能解决问题。
Whoa, what do you mean? If I smash his watermelons, I cannot solve my problem?
只会让他呀变成你的敌人。
I'll make Mr. Wang, my enemy?
但是我有一个方法可以让你和他变成朋友。
You have a way to make both of us become friends?
对了，
Friends?
明天早上，你拿着你的浇水壶，去浇水他们家的西瓜。
You want me to water Wang's watermelons?
对了，如果你去浇水他们家的西瓜，会发生奇迹哦。
奇迹 means miracle. You mean if I water his watermelons, there'll be a miracle?
对，去吧。
Hey, Grandpa! Grandpa! Should I water Wang's watermelons? Ah! You know what? I think I will take Grandpa's advice. He's always a wise man, you know. All right, I'll go and water. Oh, miracle. Miracle, I wonder.
Hey! 你做什么呢？
I'm watering your watermelons. They're getting dry, you know.
浇水我们家的西瓜，
Yeah.
怎么可能？
Yes, they're so dry. That's why your watermelons are so small. They don't have enough water.
啊，所以我家的西瓜小是因为没有浇水。哦，
And not only that, you must pull the weeds out.
啊，还要拔草。
And not only that, you must remove the worms.
还要除虫。
Yes.
等，张大哥，你是在教我怎么种出大西瓜？
Am I teaching him how to grow big and round watermelons? Hey.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
不过，张大哥，你们家的西瓜都是被我打烂的。
See, you are right. My watermelons were smashed by you.
别生气。不如这样，今年我家的西瓜，你一半，我一半，对不对？
Did you hear that? I've lost all my watermelons, and Wang is going to give me half of his watermelons.
对。
Oh, this is a miracle. Oh, Grandpa was right. Miracle.
对呀。
哦，
你看，如果他打坏我的西瓜，
Yeah. Hey, actually, come to think of it, if I had gone to smash his watermelons, he will come and smash my watermelons, and I'll go and smash his watermelons, and he'll smash, and I'll smash, and he'll smash, and I'll smash, and there'll be no more watermelons.
没有西瓜了。但是现在
That's why now
we are friends。我们一起种西瓜，
Let's grow watermelons together.
我们一起卖西
And
瓜。
let's sell watermelons together.
卖西瓜，卖西瓜，西瓜圆又大，快来买，快来买，快来买。Big and round,
Watermelon big and round. Come and buy. Watermelon, come and buy.
Thank you. 谢谢。
So, did you enjoy that story? All right, everybody, mummies and daddies, for every day of our storytelling, we have an accompanying activity sheet for the children. So for this storytelling session today, there so happens to be an activity sheet related to our story, Gao Meng and my story. Okay, so if you fill the feedback form later on, you will actually get an access to an activity sheet on tangrams. Tangram is a Chinese puzzle, and you can go home, print it out, cut it out and make shapes. And if you like to, take photographs and send it to us at our Storytelling Association. I have somebody asking me a question. Yes? Oh, you have a set. All right, some of you have your set. Then you don't need to print it out. But some of you may not have that set. And it's quite a simple thing to print it out and cut 7 shapes, move them around, and you can form many different things. And this activity is really good for the brain and good for creativity. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Yean, and thanks, Meng, too. And on the activity sheet, yes, there's one of the shapes you can make is a bridge, the bridge across the river. And we'd love to hear how you would name the bridge, because when you have a bridge, you have to give it a name and think what might be a fun name for the bridge in that story that brought these once former enemies to become friends. So for our next story, we've just had watermelons. We're going to stick with the joys, the bounties of the earth, because just like China, Singapore, we consider ourselves the garden city. And so we have a story that is all about what we can grow. Would you please welcome Mabel? Ah, there you are, hiding away. Come, come. Mabel Lee.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. Oh, great. Now, my name is Junchi, and you know what? Wow! All my chrysanthemums are in full bloom today. 漂亮! Shouted Junchi. Well, you see, Junchi was a good gardener. He loved gardening. He loved watching seeds sprout, grow, and then bloom. And he enjoyed very much flowers. Actually, he can grow anything. He can grow bushes and shrubs, creepers and trees, flowering, non-flowering, and even fruit trees. He was good at it. Anything he planted would grow just like magic. Now, where Junchi lives in his village, most of the people in the village, they loved flowers too. They would grow them in the gardens, in the backyards, and on the pathways as well. So that if you were walking through that village, you would smell the different fragrances, just like perfume. You see, Junchi lived a long time ago, just like Roger said. Many fairy tales and folk tales in 398.2, tales that were told long ago. So this is one of them. He lived at that time. And where he lived in China, there was an emperor. And the emperor still ruled the kingdom. The palace of the emperor was not very far from that village where he lived. And he was kind, and he was gentle, and he had a good heart for the people. The people loved this emperor, and the emperor loved his people. He loved anything that existed. The birds in the sky, the sea creatures in the water, the animals, the plants, but most of all, he loved flowers. In fact, he asked the people, his people in the palace, to build him a garden next to his palace so that he could go there every day to tend to his own flowers. But the emperor was old and he had no children. So he worried very much about who was going to succeed him. How was he going to find his successor? It worried him so much that every day when he woke up, he would go to his window, look out to all his people, and he would say, "How shall I choose? Who can it be? I want someone with a heart to bring honor to our land." And then the next day, when he woke up, he'll go to the next window, look out to the other villagers, and he will sing and ask the same song. Can you help him? Can you help him? Okay, put your hands up, everybody. How shall I choose? Hey, mothers, fathers, yeah? The emperor, emperor, hello? How shall I choose? Who can it be? I want someone with a heart who bring honor to our land. Okay, one more time. Now this time we really sing, huh? Ready, go. How shall I choose? Who can it be? I want someone with a heart who bring honor to our land. Yeah, thank you. Now when the troubles got too much, he would go into his garden. And then he would look at his flowers. He would look at the roses, the chrysanthemums. What other flowers do you know? Hibiscus. Dandelions. I'm not sure they had dandelions. But yeah, dandelions. Pardon? Sunflowers. Yes. Roses. Yes. All these other flowers. But you know, sorry? Daisies. Okay. They didn't have then, they would have now. And then he would walk all the way to his pond. And what grows in the pond? Lotus! Wow, so clever, this boy. Lotus. And then he would look at the lotuses there, and then he would think, oh, it's too much for me today. I need to ask the question. Come on, everybody, hands up. How shall I choose? Who can it be? I want someone with a heart to bring honor to our land. And because you all helped him by singing, he had an idea. He went back to his palace and he sent out his soldiers to all the villages to send out a proclamation for every child in the village to come to him to collect a very special seed. And after a year, to bring back what they've done the best with that seed. Oh, all the children were so excited. They queued up in a long queue to come and collect from the emperor the seed. And when it was Junqi's turn, he was the happiest boy. It was like the most precious treasure that he had. He went home, he took a pot, put soil in there and he planted it. And he looked at it. He was sure he would have the most beautiful flower. He was good at it, remember? So he watered it. And then he put it in the sun, and then he sang to it, and then he made sure there were no worms like the watermelon. He made sure there were no weeds like the watermelon. He looked after it. But after 2 months, nothing happened. It puzzled him, but he thought, maybe the pot is too small. So he went and he got a bigger pot. And he put a new black fertile soil and he put the seed in there and he looked after it again. He watered it and he put it in the sun and he planted it and he made sure there were no worms and he weeded it. By and by, the year passed. It was time to go to the palace. And all the children were running with their beautiful blossoms. Red, yellow, pink, purple. Blue as well, since you said it. And orange. Any more colors? Yellow. Oh my, yeah. What? Golden. Oh, you. Huh? Pardon? Silver. Yeah. Yeah, good. Yeah. Yes. All that. They were all running to the palace, except Junqi. Now, while he was looking at that and feeling very sad, his good friend ran past him, running to the palace, carrying a beautiful chrysanthemum. And then the friend said, Junqi, what happened to you? Why like these? Nothing. Look at mine, so beautiful. Junshi said, I usually grow beautiful flowers too, but it is this seed. I don't understand why. Then Junshi's father came and said, it's okay. You've done your best, and your best is what the emperor asked for. So now, go. Junshi wasn't, go to the palace. But Junshi was scared, he didn't want to go. But father said, no, son, you've done your best. Now, go. And so he took his pot, and he went to the palace. Now, at the palace, everyone, it was like, there was an air of festivity. Everybody had their beautiful pots of red, blue, yellow, green, purple, silver, golden flowers. So when the emperor came out, he looked. He loved those flowers. But he had a frown on his face. Until he saw Junshi right at the corner, holding his pot, shoulders bent down and looking so forlorn. Boy, come. Come. Poor Junshi carried his little pot. He knew this would be the time the emperor's going to scold him. He dragged his feet all the way up to the emperor, and before the emperor could ask anything, he started, I tried my best. I did try my best. I put it in a pot. I put it in the sun. I also watered it. I looked after it, but it's this thing that won't grow. I don't know why. The emperor put his arms around Junshi and told everyone, look here, everybody, I have found my successor. I don't know where all of you got your seeds from. For the ones that I gave out, they were all boiled, cooked, and so they're dead. They cannot grow anymore. And only this boy, he is brave enough to bring me an empty pot. So he will succeed me. And that's what happened to Junshi. He grew up, and then he ruled over the kingdom with honesty, integrity, and a heart for the people. Thank you.
Very nice, very nice. Now, just in case anybody here finds themselves in a similar situation, because, the emperor, well, we don't have an emperor, but maybe your dad, gives you a task to do and you've got an empty pot, okay? Then what you probably need is just a bit of magic to make it happen. Oh! You see? Because with a bit of magic, you never know, yes? And that could save us all the problem of a great long story like that. So, thank you. So there's always some magic, okay, in a story. It's wonderful, isn't it? Yes. No. As if I do something like that, okay? I can't explain. If I had to do that, then I would, just like the emperor, have to take you outside and chop your head off. So let's move straight along, he said, fortunately, because we have another story. So far, we've had our feet very firmly on the ground with our watermelons and our seeds. But now, Krupa is going to get us to look up and lift our heads up into the sky. So will you please welcome Krupa?
Thank you. Does this look magical enough for you, Roger? Okay, let's get started. So long, long ago in ancient China, there lived the mortals and the immortals. Now the mortals, they had a limited life. There was a start and an end, just like us. But the immortals, their lives would go on and on and on and on and on and on. But in order to have a life that goes on and on and on and on, they had a special magic potion. And once a year, they would just have to have 1 drop, not 2, not 3, just 1 drop of this magical potion. And they could live forever and ever and ever. And who made this magic potion? Well, up in the heavens, there was a god, the Jade Emperor. It was his duty to have a magical potion maker. And this potion maker would make that magical potion. Except this year, the magical potion maker passed on. So now he needed to find a new potion maker. And just like Mabel's emperor, he looked high, he looked low, and he wanted to find goodness, kindness, courageousness, and someone who was selfless. So he first went, he looked up for the gods, but the gods were too busy. And then he looked for humans. Courageous, kind, selfless, and no, he didn't find anyone he liked here. No.
Oh dear.
He was looking for adults, not children. Yeah. And then he looked to the animals. And there in the animals, finally he found Rabbit. And whoosh, he took Rabbit straight up to his jade palace. He walked Rabbit up those marble steps. He threw open the golden gates, and in they walked. And there were huge, humongous wooden doors he threw open to the apothecary. Now, an apothecary is a place where you make magic potions. So when he walked in and Rabbit hopped on beside him, there were rows and rows and rows and rows of shelves upon shelves upon shelves. And Rabbit's eyes got bigger and bigger, and they had the most curious ingredients. An ox's tail, robin poo-poo, rabbit claws, and there were potions in red, green, and blue, and something icky over there, goo. Ugh. But Rabbit was fascinated, because Rabbit, you see, was kind. Rabbit was courageous, and Rabbit was selfless, that's true. But today Rabbit was very excited. Now that we're here and we have all the ingredients, it's time to start the potion making. What potion making? Said Rabbit. I don't know why I'm here. Now, of course, the emperor had just whooshed Rabbit up to heaven. He never told him why he was taking him there. To make a magic potion. What potion? The elixir of life, the immortality potion. I have to tell everybody everything these days. But I don't know how to make the immortality potion. And so he clapped his hands, and there appeared a long magical scroll. And the scroll is a big piece of paper rolled up. And so the emperor flicked it open, and out rolled the scroll. Longer and longer and longer and longer and longer. Well, this room won't fit because the apothecary was very long, and that's how long the scroll came out. And Rabbit said, "What's this? This is the recipe to make the magic potion. Now, get to it." And he disappeared. Now Rabbit had this very long potion, and he had all these ingredients, and he said, I'm kind, I am strong, I am courageous, and I'm selfless. I'm also very small. How am I going to get all the way up there? And the moment he thought it, a magical ladder appeared. And Rabbit said, "Oh, groovy, let's go up." And up he went. How did he go? Thumpity, 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 thump. Can you do that with me? Thumpity, 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 thump. Not enough. Thumpity, 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 thump. Not enough. Thumpity, 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 thump. And now he was at the very top of that magical ladder. oops, I think I need a cauldron first. And the cauldron was at the bottom of the... So down he came. Thumpity-thump, thumpity-thumpity, thumpity-thump. He was very fine because he jumped halfway. He was fine, don't worry about him. Anyway, he opened that ingredient list, and the first ingredient, a horse's tail. A horse's tail? Okay, thumpity, 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 thump. Ingredient number 2, rabbit's poo-poo. Okay, thumpity, 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 thump. Ingredient number 3, bear claw marinated in bird pee-pee. Ew! How could these ingredients ever make the elixir of immortality? Fine, whatever. Thumpity, 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 thump. And that's how he went, from ingredient to ingredient to ingredient. But there wasn't 1, there wasn't 2, there wasn't 3. There were 100 ingredients. So my dear rabbits, how fast do we need to go? Are you ready? Are you ready? Thumpity, 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 thump, thumpity, 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 thump, thumpity, 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 thump, thumpity, 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 thump. Thumpity, thumpity, thump. Phew. Now with all the ingredients, he took out his big black cauldron, he put it down, he lit the fire, and he put in those very stinky, not so nice ingredients, and he stirred, and he stirred, and he stirred. Now Rabbit was kind, Rabbit was sweet, yes, he was courageous, and Rabbit was selfless. But also Rabbit was super tired that day. And after all that stirring, like how all the mummies feel after making food every single day. Just then, the emperor was back. Ah, the potion is ready. So I think it's time to make sure that the immortals are here. So Rabbit went out and he peeked through the doors of the apothecary. And there, over there, there was already a long line, just like Singapore, of all the immortals waiting for the magic potion. So the emperor came here. He opened it up. And how much are we supposed to give? 1 drop, that's it. So he put his tiny pipette in. And every mortal came. They stuck out their tongue. And then mortal number 2. And mortal number 3. Huh? You're coming to get your immortality portion and you're so distracted, Mr. Immortal. But anyway, tongue out. Look. Oh, no. Just 1 drop. And when all the immortals were done, he put it away, but he kept 1 last drop for Rabbit. Aww, thank you, Emperor. Well, you did a good job. And Rabbit was very proud of himself. And that night, he went into a peaceful sleep. Bring me that potion! Now, who could that be? Was he dreaming? But then he heard it louder. Bring me that potion! No, it really was a person. It wasn't just a person, it was a god. And it wasn't just a god, it was the goddess of the West. Bring me the potion, she said. But, you already had your share. And your share is 1 drop. I can't give you more. But bring me the potion. Now, Rabbit was kind. Rabbit was strong. Rabbit was, no, he was very scared that time. And he said, okay, fine. I'm not supposed to. But, okay, here. And whoosh, of course, she disappeared. What have you done? Now, who was that? Of course, the emperor. He wasn't very happy, was he? No. You are supposed to give 1 drop. Now, tell me the truth. What did you do? What did you do? The truth. Now, what do you think the rabbit said? Did he tell the emperor the truth, even though he made a mistake? Do you tell your mommies and daddies the truth, even when you make a mistake? What about the daddies? Do you tell the mommies the truth when you make a mistake? Oh. So he thought, and he thought, and he thought, and he told the truth. Now the emperor, he softened a bit. He said, well, you made a mistake, but you told me the truth. Made a mistake, told me the truth. Made a mistake. Okay, I still have to give you a punishment, but maybe I won't banish you away. You can stay here in the heavens, immortal, because you told the truth. Now, Rabbit knew he was wrong, so he said yes. And whoosh, Rabbit was sent to the moon, and that's where he lives. Now, when it's very dark outside, and when there are no stars, if you look up at the moon, you can still see immortal Rabbit looking down at you. And as a reminder, you might be wrong. You better tell the truth, daddies and mommies and kids. The end.
Okay, good. Thank you. Let me just put this here. Good. Okay. And I have a musician. Where is my musician? Yeah, okay. I'd like you to come in so we can get you on camera so people can see you. Why don't you come over here? Is this, if put him here, will he be seen? Is he in the picture here? A bit further? Yes? Here, okay. Come and bring the drum, okay. We've spent months rehearsing this in about 2 minutes before the session. Great, is that okay? All right, very good. So, for our final story today, I have a very famous story. Some of you, I'm sure, will recognize it. It's about a young man named Ma Liang. And Ma Liang lived in China a long time ago, so long ago that even I wasn't born, which means it must be at least 342 years old. Wow. And Ma Liang, just like so many of the characters in the stories that we've heard in Mabel's story, and indeed the farmers too, was a poor young man. And the one thing that he loved to do, however, was to draw. But unfortunately, because he was so poor, he did not have a paint set. Instead, he used a stick that looked very like the stick that Gao Meng had, and he would just draw in the dirt. And in China, a long time ago, there was obviously a lot of dirt. Now, of course, don't want to put China down. I'm sure it's a very clean country. But a long time ago, there was lots of dirt. So he could draw in the dirt, and he became very good at drawing. But you know the problem when you draw in the dirt? One, the wind comes, and it will blow the dirt, and so your picture is spoiled. And secondly, people with big size 10 feet come, and they walk, and all over your pictures. So one day, when Ma Liang was busy drawing, he stopped and he closed his eyes. He said, "Oh, I wish I had a paintbrush." And when he opened his eyes, standing there in front of him was an old man with a long white beard. And he said, Ma Liang, take this. This is for you." "For me?" said Ma Liang. "Yes," said the old man, "for you. It's a paintbrush." And Ma Liang took the brush, and it was a beautiful brush with a fine bamboo handle and the finest, softest, whitest hairs. And he was so excited because he thought, this is so beautiful. I'm going to be able to draw. And he looked up to say, "Thank you." But the old man had disappeared, vanished, as if by magic. But Ma Liang was too excited. He thought, great, now I've got a brush. I can actually do some painting, some real drawing. And he found himself some paper, and he then thought, I've got paper, I've got ink, I've got a brush. What shall I draw? And he thought, I know, I will draw a rooster. And he took his paintbrush, and he began to draw. This is what I get to do, my water sleeves impersonation. And he drew a rooster with its two beady eyes, that comb on top of its head, its puffed up chest, and two skinny legs. And as he drew, when he finished drawing, then the lines on the paper moved. And when he had finished drawing, there, magic, yes, because it was a magic paintbrush. There was a real rooster. And with a loud cock-a-doodle-doo, the rooster raced away and disappeared into the bushes. Oh my goodness me, Ma Liang was so excited. It was a magic paintbrush. He thought, wow, what else can I paint? And just then, at that moment, out from her small cottage there came, Widow Wu. And he thought, I know, I'm going to draw for her a chicken. So again, he took his paintbrush and he painted a chicken. And no sooner had he finished drawing the chicken than the lines on the paper moved. And there was a real chicken. And he bent down this time because he was ready, and he scooped it up. And he brought it. And he gave it to Widow Wu, saying, here, take it. Oh, she's very enthusiastic. Yes, of course. Widow Wu wanted it. She said, for me. Yes, it's for you, Widow Wu. It's a chicken. And she smiled. You can't see that smile behind her mask, but she was smiling because she knew that she would have fresh eggs for breakfast. Ma Liang was so happy because he could help people with his paintbrush. He looked down the road and he saw there was a man, a very handsome man indeed, okay. But he was struggling to try and chop down a branch with his axe for firewood, for winter was coming. And winter in China is very cold. But his axe was as old and blunt as the man's teeth were as blunt too. And Ma Liang thought, I know, I will draw him an axe. So again, he took his paintbrush and he drew a long, strong handle and then a big, sharp blade, and he lashed it tight. And no sooner had he finished drawing than the lines on the paper moved. And there was an axe. And he picked that axe up very carefully because an axe is a dangerous thing. Very sharp indeed. And he took it and he gave it to the man who had very long arms and managed to take it. Okay? And the man took the axe and with one blow he swiped, chung tung, and he chopped down the branch. And he was very, very happy because he knew that he would be able to have firewood and he could keep warm that winter. Ma Liang was so happy because he really liked helping people. And he looked, and there in the fields there was a farmer, a poor man like himself, like everybody in Ma Liang's village. And this man was so poor, as he plowed his paddy field, he did not have a buffalo to pull the plow, no. He had taken the reins and he put them, the harness, over his own shoulders. And he was struggling through the thick mud, pulling that plow behind him. And Ma Liang thought, yes, I can help him. What's Ma Liang going to draw? A buffalo, yes. And he drew that big head and the big horns and powerful shoulders and 4 sturdy legs. And no sooner had he finished drawing than the lines moved. No, I'm sorry. The lines, again. The lines moved. It was a buffalo, right? Moved. And he led the buffalo across the paddy field and he said, "Hey, uncle, come. This buffalo is for you." "For me?" he said. "Yes, it's for you." And gratefully the man eased that harness off his aching shoulders and he put it around the buffalo. And with a loud "Get up!" he drove it across the paddy field. And for the first time that day he smiled, for he knew that he would be able to plant his rice and feed his family in the year to come. And so Ma Liang was so happy that he was helping people using his paintbrush. But one day, some soldiers came and they said, are you Ma Liang?" And Ma Liang said, "Yes." "Come with us. The emperor wants to see you." "Huh? Come." And they marched Ma Liang to the palace. Oh, it was huge. When they got there, the great archway was there with 2 huge bronze doors that opened. Ma Liang went in under the archway and found himself in this vast courtyard. He saw men marching up and down, horses being exercised, and men over here were practicing their archery. He was led across the courtyard, under another great archway, and there he found himself in another yard. And, oh my goodness, these wonderful smells. He could hear the meat sizzling in a wok as he walked past the imperial kitchens. Another archway and another courtyard. And there he heard the tender sounds. Can I have some nice dancing sounds? Of the gucheng and the pipa. And there were the beautiful young ladies of the court who were dancing, practicing. Keep going the music because we need more dancing, okay? And then from that courtyard, one more arch, and he came to a garden. There was the sound of birdsong and running water. He saw a little water wheel turning. And there, on his great imperial throne, sat the emperor. "So, you are Ma Liang. Draw for me a tree full of golden coins." And Ma Liang looked at him and said, "No, why should I?" "What? I am your emperor," he said. "I order you, make for me a tree full of golden coins." And Ma Liang said, "But why? You are already so rich. You live here in this great palace. You have many horses in your stable. You have servants to wait upon your tables. You have musicians and dancers to entertain you. Why should I draw for you a tree full of golden coins? Because if you do not draw that tree, I will send my soldiers to your village, and they will kill every single person in there." So what could Ma Liang do? He took his brush and he began to draw the tree. And as he drew the tree, the lines moved and the tree became a real tree with golden coins. And the emperor was very, very happy indeed. But Ma Liang, he was not finished, because as the emperor was admiring the trees, he continued to draw. And as he drew, the lines moved, and he put the tree upon an island that was surrounded by sea, by water, yes, a big, big sea. Well, the emperor was not happy. He was very angry, and he turned to Ma Liang and he said, "Ha! Just because you put it on an island, I will get there. Draw for me a ship, a big warship, that I may go and get those coins from the tree. And so Ma Liang, because it was an order from the emperor, of course, he drew that warship. But as he drew the warship, then the lines on the paper moved. And as they did, the ship became a real ship. A warship, yes. And the emperor was so excited. He said, "Men, come with me." And he took all his men onto the ship, and the ship set sail towards the island. Is the emperor going to get the golden coins? No, I'm so glad you said that, because if you said yes, I'd have to go out and go home. Where are my two assistants to help me with the waves? Come, come, come. Oh yes, no expense is spared in the 398.2 festival. Come, come, come. Thank you very much, Kevin. You come on over here. Very good. And as, wait for it. As the ship began to sail over the water, he began to draw great grey storm clouds. And as he drew, then the lines moved, and there were the clouds, and the wind was blowing, and the waves began to rise higher. Can we just make them higher, really high, really high? Just step back a little bit so they go higher, higher, higher. Whoa! And the ship was tossed from side, whoa, to side. And the emperor said, "Stop!" But the rain came down, the winds blew, and the waves grew higher and higher over the ship. And the ship and the emperor went down beneath the waves. Thank you. And the emperor, well done. Okay. Do you want to just come and sit back here? Thank you. What happened to the emperor? Well, he was never seen again. And I don't know if the sharks got him. Do they have sharks in Chinese water? Or whether he just sank right down to the bottom of the sea. But Ma Liang, he was so happy. Now he could go back to his village, where he continued to help people using his paintbrush. And as I said, it was coming on winter, which is why he needed the firewood. And in winter, there were no flowers. Even Mr. Chrysanthemum guy was not growing flowers. So luckily, fortunately, there was a little bit of magic that enabled us to grow some more beautiful, beautiful flowers, thanks to Ma Liang's magical paintbrush. Thank you very much. So, thank you. That's the end of our stories for today, but it's certainly not the end of the 398.2 festival. And we would like just to mention two things. One, we have this wonderful set of story dice. Okay, you can find out more information about them over here. It's a very simple, very portable way for you to, it's a game, 8 dice, you roll them, okay, this is not gambling, but to make up a story using the dice will give you the ingredients. And they're color-coded, unlike any others that are available on the market. Ours are color-coded so that you know some are for characters, some are for settings, some are for problems, the red ones are your problems, and then some are objects for events. And we hope that maybe some mums and dads here today would like to take a course that Swee, Yean and myself are going to be running for the association in December. It's 4 one-hour sessions, okay? It's just $20 for the program. Each session, we're going to teach them a story, as well as share tips about how, when you tell a story, you can make it interactive in the way that we've been trying to demonstrate this afternoon. It's a great way to bond with your kids, a way for you to share values, okay? So the stories that we pick will, I'm sure, have good values so that you will at least learn 4 good stories that you can share. So there's more information about that. There's a QR code that you can find out. And it's only $20. And should you decide then after that that you've really enjoyed it and you want to join the association, then we have a special discount on that for you as well.
And they get to watch that video.
And of course, yes. Yeah. So there are videos as well that you'll be able to observe as well. So thank you very much. If you have any questions, we're always happy to answer them. Can we give a big hand to my fellow tellers here, to Krupa? Okay. Okay, yeah, sure, yeah. Can we take a picture here? Okay, good.
All right, to sit down here and take a photo, and we'll just sit down here. Okay.
Is that okay? Yeah, good. Yes, good.
Okay, hold on. We have a librarian here who needs to give you a book recommendation. Okay, and after that we'll take a quick photo together. All right?
For us.
Okay, thank you, all the
Okay.
tellers from
Yeah.
Storytelling Association Singapore, and thank you all for being a very wonderful participating audience. So I will go very quickly. These are all books that you can find in the libraries. These are all, as with the theme, they are all stories from China and from storytellers from China themselves. We have a story on a tiger, a deer, as well as the dinner that cooked itself. So I won't spoil you any of the stories. You can go and find them all in the libraries. Just remember the magic number, 398.2. Yay! So, that is it from me. And think after this slide, we also have, SAS will be collecting feedback, and I think they mentioned that if you were to fill out the feedback form, you'll get a chance to get the learning activity. There's actually posters all around the program zone, so you don't have to try to get the QR code here. You can scan those, and if you want to see NLB's own resources for children, for your children, you can scan our own QR code as well. So yes, that's it from me. We can go and now take our group photo. Thank you.
Thank you. And can I say that the Emperor very kindly has sent one of his courtesans here to join us today, dressed up just for the occasion. Thank you so much. Okay, so if anybody wants to come and take a photograph, you are also very welcome.
We'll have a group one here, and storytellers will just sit in front of them, and then we'll just have the photographer take from here. Okay.
Sounds good. Good.
Can find all sorts of stories for kids and adults too, with songs and chants and puppets. Old stories seem brand new. Fall under the spell of the stories we tell, and you can join in as well. There's sure to be a story that feels just right for you. So come along and join us at the 398.2. So come along and join us at the 398.2. So come along and join us at the 398.2. A happy place where you can find all sorts of stories for kids and adults too, with songs and chants and puppets. Old stories seem brand new. Fall under the spell of the stories we tell, and you can join in as well. There's sure to be a story that feels just right for you. So come along and join us at the 398.2. So come along and join us at the 398.2.